In Milwaukee, things are getting interesting in multiple ways for Giannis Antetokounmpo. You see him go down right there, leaving the game last night against the Pistons with a right calf strain. No contact there in the first quarter, immediately asked for help, would sit there on the floor for a while before being helped up to his feet and heading to the locker room. And this injury coming at a crazy time because it was just hours earlier, the report surfacing that Giannis and his agent met with the Bucks to discuss his future in Milwaukee. A Milwaukee situation that currently, as it stands, is not very good. 10th in the East, which puts them in the play-in just barely, as they sit 3 games under 500 at 10-13. So with a season like this and the reports coming out from Giannis, of course Doc Rivers is going to be asked questions, but it seems like he doesn't really enjoy it too much.
So here we go again. There's been no conversations. I want to make it clear just I would say one more time, but for the 50th time, it clearly is not getting to one network for sure. Giannis has never asked to be traded, ever. I can't make that more clear.
Ashley Nicole Holiday Party Moss here with us now. And Ash, let's get right into it with Doc Rivers, because we hear what he says right there. Are you buying it? Do you believe that, sure, maybe he's never asked for a trade, but these conversations are happening now yet again?
He's maybe never asked for a trade that he knows of. I don't think Doc Rivers is the Oz and knows all, or the Wiz rather, and knows all and sees all and is all in Milwaukee. I think that if those conversations are being had, it's being had with Giannis's inner circle. It's being had with his agent, his manager, his team. And I don't expect Doc Rivers to know what the meat of those conversations are. It's not for Doc Rivers to know. It's for Doc Rivers to go out and make sure the Milwaukee Bucks are prepared each and every night to try to win some basketball games, which is what they've been struggling to do. But in terms of what Giannis is thinking, what he's feeling, what his next move will be, that's not something I think your head coach, any head coach, should be part of. I don't think any player should make their coach part of those conversations. It's kind of just intertwining two worlds that don't need to be interwound with one another. I think that Giannis is doing what he needs to do for himself, if that ultimately is the decision that he comes to. But I absolutely believe that those are things that he has at least entertained with his agent and, like I said, with his inner circle. Giannis is a competitor, and he's still in the prime of his career, and he keeps getting better each and every season. And I've been saying this, and I'll continue to say it. It is going to come a time where he's kind of tired of the dead end that Milwaukee has become. And nobody would look at him sideways if he wanted to take his talents to a competitor, or at least to a team that gave him a better chance at competing. And Milwaukee, to their credit, have done everything they possibly can do to try to put a Band-Aid on this situation. It just simply is not enough in the landscape of the NBA and how other teams look. And Giannis is going to eventually get frustrated with what Milwaukee looks like, and is going to want to go someplace that he can win. It's bound to happen eventually.
Yeah, it feels like that 2021 title was forever ago. They haven't made it out of the first round of the playoffs in the past 3 seasons. So let's live in a world now where we're going to assume Giannis does in fact win out. Our own Sam Quinn has a great article up on CBSSports.com where he put up different trade partners in tiers. He had 5 of them. We'll go through the top 3 though, and this is what he calls tier 3 old money. You got the Lakers, the Warriors, and the Heat as potential destinations. Of these 3, what do you like? How do you feel about the old money tier 3?
Well, you can take Miami out because, respectfully, Bam Adebayo for Giannis is not an even trade, and Miami doesn't really have much of anything that I feel like Milwaukee would want for a player of Giannis's caliber. Golden State could be interesting. They obviously have Kuminga. They have some pieces that could be interesting for Milwaukee if they were looking to be in a rebuild, which is what they would be if Giannis were to leave. And we already know that Kuminga and the Golden State Warriors have a very weird relationship. The question is when would this happen? Because as you know, the Golden State Warriors are of a particular age, and we don't know how much longer Steph Curry is going to play or how long this team is going to remain the team that we're currently experiencing this season. So that's something that's to look at. I don't think the Lakers, again, have much of anything unless you're going to package up Luka, which is definitely not going to happen. Austin Reeves, I like him. He's not a Giannis caliber type player. We already know LeBron's not leaving to go to Milwaukee. The Lakers are a little bit of like a Miami Heat team. They don't have the assets that would equal what I think a player of Giannis's caliber will require. So I would say out of those three, the Golden State Warriors, for me, make the most sense.
So Sam calls Tier 2 Nouveau Riche, which is the French connection, because we're going to show the Spurs here in the Tier 2. So you see what I kind of tried to do there. How are you feeling about these three teams, Ashley?
Okay, take Houston out. I don't think the Houston Rockets, I think that this would have made more sense pre-Kevin Durant. Post-Kevin Durant, this is going to be a lot trickier to make happen. The Detroit Pistons could be interesting, but I really don't see Detroit breaking up what they have. They finally hit their stride with their young core, with their team. That's not to say that obviously this team isn't drastically better with Giannis, but if you're the Detroit Pistons, you really like the trajectory of this young team. You like what you're seeing from Cade Cunningham. Obviously, Jalen Duren is just a beast. And San Antonio, I put them in the same bucket. I think that they obviously have the assets, but you have Wemby, he's not going anywhere. But I also think Dylan Harper and the rest of the young guys that they have on their team are really going to be a force to be reckoned with in the West if you can take the OKC route and try to keep a core together season after season, allow them to build chemistry as a team, allow them to grow as individual players, as young men. And I don't know, if you are San Antonio, you kind of see how they've built teams in the past. I don't really see them messing with what they are building down there. So I would say none of those teams really make sense to me for a Giannis trade.
So if none of those make sense, Tier 1 has to make sense, because Sam says this team is in a league of their own. And guess who it is? My Orlando Magic. It's the Knicks.
Yeah.
Take it away,
That's
Ashley.
what I thought. Look, the Knicks make the most sense, and I know Knicks fans are gonna hate hearing this because we've worked a really long time to get to the point we are right now with a team that we can believe in, a team that we actually have faith can go the distance. But here's the thing, there's a lot of assets. You have Karl Anthony Towns, you have a lot of bench pieces. Obviously there are some untouchables on that team, Jalen Brunson being one. I think Mikal Bridges might be an untouchable as well, with seeing how he's really grown this last season, and also what we're seeing from him this particular season is taking a big leap. But the Knicks are a very wealthy team in terms of assets, in terms of picks. So I do think, especially if you listen to the rumors about Giannis allegedly being interested in going to New York, and that being the only team that he's interested in going to, I do think if you're the New York Knicks and you have a chance to get on Giannis, look, I'm all for chemistry. I'm all for continuity. I preach it constantly. I truly believe it. But Giannis is a once-in-a-lifetime player, and I would have no problem breaking up the New York Knicks to get him.
Spoken like a true Knicks fan, but I'm going to be nice to you right here, because I need to ask you for some tickets to the Magic and Knicks game coming up on this Sunday, so I'll tap in there and we can discuss it at the holiday party later on this evening. Ashley Nicole Moss, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and we will see you on the flip side later on down the road. So when you look at Giannis, you know what company he's actually keeping? None other than the great one, Michael Jordan. 2 or more MVPs and a Defensive Player of the Year award in NBA history. These are the only 2 to ever do it. And Giannis might be leaving Milwaukee to head somewhere else. Have to find out and see if he's still healthy enough, too.